Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our weekly spin into stillness. I am Reverend Robin Nashak, aka the Spiritual Spinister, and it is time to be still just for a few minutes and reflect on what we would like to happen in our lives, who we would like to be. And it's also time to have a discussion about those things with the divine me, what I consider the divine me, that deep, deep part of us that is the authentic part of us, the part of us that is never not having our back, that is always giving us the right guidance if we choose to listen. And this meditation experience is the opportunity to do that listening. So we are going to do this in two parts, or we have two parts that we use before we go into meditation that help us focus our meditation. And the first is to set an intention and to write it down if you can. So I like to use these little slips of paper. They are what I would use if we were in person, and then gather those intentions, folded up, of course. And after we would be done, if we were in person, I would light them on fire and send them into the flames. But because we are not in person, I write one for myself, as I encourage everyone else to do. And then I write one that says everyone's intentions. And that second one is the one that serves as a proxy for everyone. And then I throw those two into the flames and allow them to send out those intentions into the universe for us. Because when we set that intention, we want to focus ourselves, and then we also want to detach ourselves from the outcome of it. So we set it and we let it go, just like a message or a meditation intention crockpot almost. So we set it, we let it go, and then hopefully it will be done simmering and come back to us in just the way we need it to be. May not look exactly as we pictured it, but it always comes back to us in just the way we needed it for us if we listen to that deep self. So let's do it. Let's set an intention. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be what you're seeking from a regular meditation practice. So maybe you are trying to relax more throughout your day, or you are trying to get better sleep, and meditation can help with that experience. Maybe you're looking for some insight to something that is going on in your life. You're looking to shift a perspective, gain new awareness. Meditation can also help that as well, especially the way we do it. So, whatever your intention is, let's set that now. I do encourage us to write it down. It gives voice to that intention, it gives some focus to what you're working on, and just helps overall in creating the atmosphere to go into that stillness that we do as a community. So let's do it. Let's just take a few words, set that intention, and then we will go on to step two. So let's write it down now. And if you don't have a piece of paper, you can just visualize it, or to give it some kind of physical voice, you can write it on the palm of your hand. Say you're writing it with your finger, so that at least you are articulating it in some way. Set mine. The words everyone's intentions. So you can see it right here. There it is. Everyone's intentions. So this one gets added to the mix. And then if you meditate and hold those intentions in the palm of your hand, you energize them. You send me that energy when you do. And then I collect it all in these two little slips of paper. And then we send them off into the flames. So part one is done. Let us check out part two. So this is the fun part. We use a deck of oracle cards called the Star Codes Astro Deck. And I love this deck. It was a gift, and it's really served us well here with our weekly meditations. It's it gives us information. And that's how I encourage everyone to think of these cards. You may see it as a mystical message, and for me, it is in that way. But if you don't, that's fine too. We're looking for a new perspective. We're looking for a different way to look at our lives, or our spirituality, or even if we're looking at how to relax more, or sleep better. The cards will help us give a new perspective on what we might want to look at in order to make that happen for ourselves. So it's not necessary to believe in the mystic nature of the cards. You can just look at them as a creative prompt. So if you're stuck somewhere, if you're looking at it, trying to find a new way of seeing something, drawing a card always gives that little prompt, gives that little trigger of imagination that allows you to focus a little bit more efficiently, I think. So let's do it. Let's shuffle the cards. Let's draw one that will serve as our card, our individual, or our one card, our community card for the individual messages, I guess is the most accurate way to say that. So we're going to shuffle them. And again, before we get started with the actual meditation, it is a spring night and there's a lot of activity. The days are getting longer. So my dogs are crazy now as they hear skateboards and people. You may hear ambient noise during our meditation. Just you may be startled by that noise, whether it's in your own space or whether you hear it in my space. But I encourage you to, once you get startled, or if it does kind of pull you out for a moment, just swing back into it. Use this opportunity to practice being still during any situation. because that is ultimately our aspiration, is to be able to call upon our own sense of self, regardless of what is happening around us, regardless of what others may be telling us about who we are. We want to be able to dig deep and know who we are, even if we think that others do not. Most important for us to know ourselves. That is the most important thing. So, some shuffling. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you're here for another time, whether it's one or many more times, you know now that I've got a roughly, I forget how many cards here, 72 or 73 card deck here. And we haven't by any stretch of the imagination drawn all of the cards. Sometimes though, we draw the same card that we drew last week or last month. And so my feeling about that is either that card is reminding us to look at its information a little more closely, or it's uniquely appropriate for the particular issue we're working on this week as well. So, either way, don't get discouraged. I do shuffle them, I use them during the week. So they do get shuffled. It just seems like there are cards that like to present themselves more than once, which means I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get through the deck before we get through the cards that we have not seen. But are you ready for this week's card and message? It is. And I draw the top card so that you can see I'm not reaching into the deck and pulling out one of my own imagination. I'm pulling literally the top card of the deck. It's all of our cards. It represents the one card for all of our messages or all of our intentions. And here it is. And it is one that we indeed have had before. I love this card. Imum Coeli, I think that's how it's pronounced. And its message is root. So, yes, we've had this card before, but we might need to become a little more grounded, a little more rooted in something either new that we haven't addressed or from before. That's up for you to decide. I'm going to put the card down, give you an opportunity to look at the card as I read about the card. There it is. Imum Coeli. Root. So as I read about the card, look at the artwork. It's beautiful artwork. What's resonating with you as you look at that? What's resonating with you as you see the art? Are there things in that artwork that you are seeing for yourself that you needed to think of? Are you hearing words that I'm reading that about this card that are making sense as they impact the intention that you have set for yourself? So let's read about Imum Coeli, root, for another time, because this is another time that we've drawn it. And I think, and I do love this card too, because it does talk about being rooted. Imagine your spine extends down to the earth like a taproot. The strong central root under a tree, though through the earth to a point on the sun's path below. Latin for bottom of the sky. The Imum Coeli, or IC, points to the memories and experiences that fed your first roots, your early home life, your family's traditions, and your biological and emotional heritage. The action for this card is look to the roots. Think about what makes you feel at home and secure, what creates sanctuary for you, what creates sanctuary for you. Investigate the foundations and become conscious of the traditions and assumptions that underlie this situation. Lean in to habits that help you feel secure and grounded. If you enjoyed your childhood, family's traditions can help you feel safe and strong in a storm. If you grew up in chaos, you may crave the opposite, so create your own quiet sanctuary. If you grew up around arguments, arguing with people at home may seem normal to you, but that may not be the case for your housemates. So you may need to learn to present your points in a more transformative, less combative way. The Imam Kwelai also speaks of deeper roots, the spiritual, religious, or philosophical underpinnings of your early life. Just as a fish doesn't notice the water it swims in, it can be hard to see the spiritual assumptions you swam within your childhood. These philosophical underpinnings could give you a deep connection to spirit or give you a feeling restricted or judged. Whether they imbued you with unconscious habits or were that from which you rebelled, until you examine those deep roots, they will define your foundational paradigm. The challenge of this card, unconscious patterns from your personal history may underlie the situation and need excavation. The gift of this card, build roots of your own. Feel your spine extend like a deep taproot of a tree into the ground. Feel the strength of the earth pulsing up through you, holding you strong through any storm. Now, the fascinating thing about this card is that the root is going from the earth down, 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 and coming out on the other side into the sky, which I think is just a beautiful imagery. So with that in mind, let's meditate for a bit. Let's get still, even more still than you might already be. So find a place that is comfortable if you haven't already, and make sure that you are comfortable enough, if you can, to be relaxed, but also to remain alert so that you can be conscious in a meditative state, having this dialogue with your inner self, with your deep self, with the self or the me that I like to call it, the me that is providing you guidance and giving you the information in whatever way you are best to receive it. Maybe it's from the music that I play, or maybe it's from the artwork of the card, or from the words from the book. But you are receiving this uniquely in the way that you receive it. So we want to make sure you're alert for that. Now, if you happen to doze off, that's fine too. You know that chances are you wouldn't be going into a deep sleep. You would remain in a semi-meditative state, even though you appeared to be sleeping. You would probably be hearing me or the music through that little doze off in meditation. But that's fine. That's fine. Whatever way works or whatever way is working is the way that it's working for you at this moment. So we're going to relax ourselves a little more, and we're going to begin by breathing together. We're going to inhale through our nose, and that's a full breath. When you inhale that air, take it all in. Let it expand your torso, especially your stomach, your diaphragm. Hold for a moment, and then exhale nice and slowly. We'll do that 3 times. On the 3rd time is when we actually will allow our eyes to close. So let's breathe in and hold and exhale. Breathe in again and hold and exhale slowly. And one last deep breath together. And hold and exhale nice and slowly. Allowing those eyes to close. And the card will go up onto the screen so you can take a look at it throughout. And let us allow our breath to just go at our own pace. We still want it with intention. but we can be at our own pace as we breathe in and hold and exhale and hold. With each breath that we draw in and release, we become more and more relaxed. We feel the relaxation move up through our physical body. We feel our feet relax and our calves and shins, our thighs, our hips, all the way up through our torso. Everything is relaxing. All tension is dissolving. All bodily tension is dissolving, and all mental and emotional tension is also just fading away. Allow yourself to be free of any of these emotional discomforts or physical discomforts. Hopefully, you're able to relieve them, dissolve them, and start fresh when we're done. But they'll be there for us, surely, when we get out of this. So why not just allow these moments to not be burdened with intrusive negative thinking. More and more relaxed. It is in this state that we become very aware of our imagination and creativity. We become very aware that this creation activity that we crave, that we know, that we experience, this creative identity is a part of who we are. Our ability to create is unique. And we're relaxed now. Tension has dissolved. Physical discomfort has dissolved. And we are ready for the next step. In this state of imagination, we see ourselves, we experience ourselves in a non-physical way. We connect with ourselves through our imagination. We are but an essence now, an essence. That essence is pure. Each of our souls, unique and beautiful. We sense that essence. We also sense a deep love for that essence, for that deep self. And just for a moment, we feel like We're waiting on someone. We're waiting on something. And here in this space, the sense of that essence of who we are becomes and grows larger and larger in our imagination. Whatever that experience is for you, how do you experience your being beyond the physical body that you carry? Begin to have a dialogue, with words or without, however we experience this essence of who we are, our authentic being. We sense it being us, but we also are communicating it with it as if it was outside of us. But we know that's the beautiful paradox. If anybody wants to open their hearts a little more, this presence, this essence, I should say, is giving us information in this discussion. And as we get this information in our imagination, we begin to sense a fusion with this deep self, as if we are each single tree roots that suddenly become and grow entangled and entwined, growing and rooting below us as we reach with those branches and boughs for the sky. And we focus on our roots with this little journey with our deep self, eternal self, divine self. We find ourselves remembering things, remembering where we came from, places and people that have shaped us, spirituality that has affected us. Where are we rooted? Where do we feel the most us? Those roots dig deep. Not a lot of resistance. And we suddenly become aware that it's more than me and my deep me. I sense the roots first of everyone that might be participating in this meditation community on this meditation, whether it's live or whether you're listening to the recording. those roots combine and braid and twist deeper and deeper into the ground until they burst through the floor, which is now the ceiling of a vast universe. The roots are here in this vast space. This is what we are here to experience, the weaving together, the braiding together, the deepening of the roots. Each of us a unique experience of rootedness in life, in our spirituality, with our friends and relationships, but sharing the fact that we are humans. And those roots burrow deeper and deeper into the sky below, which is now above, with this new perspective shift. And with this sense of peace and safety and connection, we find ourselves so secure, so willing to be rooted so that we can expand. The roots burrow deep into the sky above, while the branches reach high into the earth above. And in this eternal cycle of connectedness. Everything from our past makes sense in the context of our rootedness and our connection to others. Unique, collective, special. So it's now time to return to our earth plane from this temporary little adventure into our deep self, the universe within, where we find and celebrate and learn from our roots. And in order to get back, let's just imagine the stretched branches and boughs above us and the roots burrowing below us into the universe. Let's just imagine those roots and boughs and branches beginning to retract. Coming more and more into a center that we realize is our unique energy system, our chakras, those branches and boughs and roots are retracting into the center spot where our heart chakra grows and glows a beautiful green, giving us exactly the punctuation, the encouragement, the awareness that we are in the right place, receiving the right information, and letting it go so it comes back to us. Let's continue our retraction into our heart self, our soul self. And we choose to return to our physical body by taking some quick breaths, really getting that energy back. If we want to pick up those problems and issues and stresses and discomforts, we can. But maybe we don't need to. And when we return, we're going to feel that discussion, that dialogue. We're going to feel it. We're going to live it. Because we have no choice. So with courage and a sense of safety, let us return by taking 3 quick breaths. And it's on the 3rd breath that we will open our eyes. So inhale, exhale quickly. Inhale and exhale quickly. And one more deep breath. Inhale and exhale quickly. You can open your eyes. You can return to this space. Hello, here we are. Wow, that was just lovely. Did you feel yourself stretch as you burrowed below, which actually becomes above? As above, so below. That's how it works in the universe. I hope this worked for you. I must remind you, as I'm seeing the graphics up on my screen, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the pages. Donations are always accepted at Venmo and PayPal at those addresses above. I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you each week and to share and to explore and hopefully to help you continue a meditation practice that may expand beyond just our weekly meditation. But the weekly is good to start. It's good to hold on to. It's good to maintain and sustain. So we're going to send these off into the universe, and then we're going to check in to see who's here. I know Kathleen and Sue are on Zoom. It's always easy to see them on Zoom. Appreciate you guys. I love you very much. Here go our intentions right here. I send one. I send the other with it. And together they combine, and we are all connected as a community as a result. And away they go. Let's see who's on any of the other sites. I love you guys. And again, I'm going to check the other places. We do this on YouTube Live and Facebook, and maybe you're here, but I don't see you. If you send me a comment and let me know you're here, that would be wonderful. Also would be wonderful if you let me know how you experience this meditation tonight, or any meditation before, or even more importantly, how they connect with one another. Is there a thread that's running through your meditation experience that is helping you or encouraging you or moving you along in your experience? I would love to know this. I would love to share this with you and have you share it with our community. So let's see. I'm not sure if anybody's here on this again. Sometimes I see this as a delay on Facebook just because I'm moving it a couple of different places and I get nervous. But if I do not acknowledge you, please know how grateful I am. But please leave a comment and let me know you were here. It is always so wonderful to, just because I'm hear from you and to connect. So that's it for tonight. It's Holy Week for some. It is Easter. It is time to be reborn. It is time to emerge from our winter cocoon. We've done it with the spring equinox, but Easter is the full rebirth. Let's do this. Let us move through these next few days and come out on the other side on Sunday and share, knowing that everything has a season. And so we are in this season this year where we're blooming. We're blooming and we're growing. We are uh, becoming the blossoms of the seeds that we planted earlier. You get the analogy. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. Happy Passover. I did not get a chance to wish that last week. So if you did celebrate last week, I hope it was a beautiful one. And I will meet you back here next week at this time. Have a beautiful evening and good night.